Hello, Journey, family, and friends. It's so good to have you for Midweek Conversations. Pastor John Hampton here with Pastor Dustin Agard.
Come on. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Pastor Dustin Agard.
And our friend, Pastor Christian.
Hi there.
Joining us today.
Pastor Christian Wilson is joining us today. More on that in a moment.
And we're wearing extra clothes today as
Right.
well.
Yeah, it's been a little chilly, at least the time of filming for this. So hope you're warm. Hope you're well. We hear still a lot of people from staff, family around the country dealing with COVID. Some, symptoms are mild. Some are pretty sick. So we hope you're well. And if you're not feeling well, stay home from work, from wherever it may be. We just would ask that, but hope you're doing well. But we're glad you're able to join us on Midweek Conversations. And I hope you're enjoying Daily Wisdom as we continue the Daily Wisdom journey with our church family. We just heard this morning about not only what it's doing in our Journey family, but it's traveling around the country. A lot of people connected with it. So
today we're on day 26, so Proverbs 26.
Yeah.
And so we've heard a lot of great stories, a lot of people sharing that. Love how you're leaning in, and it's been really good.
Yeah. Last weekend we heard from Pastor Christian on the 22nd.
We did. I had a lot of fun with that one.
You had, and you kind of laid out because the Book of Proverbs takes a little bit of a literary shift.
Yes.
There's a literary shift in how it goes, and we get into all these sayings, saying 1 through 30, right?
Right. Which when I was reading this growing up, nobody ever pointed that out to me. I just always thought that's different writing.
Yeah.
But to really do the study and get to know it is on purpose, it's purposeful, that helps make Scripture so much more real. So,
you did a good job helping set the table for that. Then Pastor Dustin spoke this past Sunday on the 23rd. Did a great job. If you haven't watched that message, I encourage you to watch them all. But this past Sunday, Pastor Dustin spoke on Proverbs chapter 23, and my key takeaway was it's not about work harder, it's about come closer.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really good. So any other wisdom from you on that, my man?
No, we'll just leave it there.
We didn't get into chapter 21 about the nagging wife.
We did not get into that. No, we don't go there.
You wouldn't go there.
We didn't go there.
But you said on the 21st, the reason is your attorney advised you not to talk about it.
My attorney advised me not to. And if I were to speak on Proverbs 21 with a nagging wife, I would have to do extensive research
you'd have to
because
interview
I don't
somebody.
even know.
What
I don't
would
even know
that
where
be
I'd
like?
get that info.
I mean, all three of us here, we have no idea what that would be like.
So far out.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but this past Sunday it was good. Just continuing the series, and if you didn't see it, the message is about coming closer, not working harder. So much of us, when we want to get over something, we just like, well, I'm going to just really, really, really try harder. And that's just not, that's a lot of faith, but it's not the Christian faith.
Right.
The Christian faith is you come closer and he changes you from the inside out. And that's a little bit different.
Great closing story Pastor told about his friend who is dealing with sobriety and getting sober and that journey. And that's the number one thing in any kind of substance support group is I surrender.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm going to try harder.
Yeah, exactly.
You never go to an AA meeting or a Narcotics Anonymous meeting and say, hey, you know what you need to do this week? You need to try harder to stay clean and sober. No, I surrender to this.
That's exactly
I'm powerless over this. God, you got to help me.
And if people don't know, they get that from Scripture.
Exactly.
That's where they got
and when you get to that point, it sounds like, well, then you're finally coming to the point where God can work in your life and work with you in your life, right?
Absolutely.
So 3 challenges. Let me just make sure we're aware of. Read the chapter that corresponds with the day of the month. So today, the 26th, Proverbs 26. Read that chapter. Pick out a verse. Pick out one verse, and just write that down. I kind of post them a couple different places on the comment section on YouTube and then on Twitter as well. And so just something to think about. My wife and I always share that verse with each other. She'll say, what's your verse?
Awesome.
And I'll say, hey, well, this is mine. And then the third thing is don't take the journey alone. Share your journey with other people. And we're so excited to hear people doing that. So that's the Daily Wisdom Challenge. We invited Pastor Christian to join with us today because we have some sad news and some good news. The first part is the sad news, and that is Pastor Christian is going to be moving back to his home area in Georgia, where he and Emily are from, close to their families, and he's taken a position as a student pastor at a church there. So, Christian, I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to let you bring us up to speed on that.
Yeah, I'll definitely bring us all up to speed. This has been a very hard decision to make because Journey's family. My wife and I, we got married for 3 months in Georgia, then we moved down here. All of our married life has been here, and Journey has truly been our church family. It
almost 4 years, right?
Almost 4 years. So this June would be 4.
Yeah, right.
And it truly, it's not been a job, it's been a family to us. And so around this table, I'm just grateful for you guys pouring into myself and my ability to be here. Church family, I know this is sad news, but I'll tell you, it's something that we processed a lot, we prayed about a lot, and we boiled down to, we felt really called to move back home, to have our kids be raised by grandparents. It was about the Thanksgiving break that we spent some time with some family, and we had an opportunity to just have the kids be at Grandma and Grandpa's house. And there's nothing like watching your kids run through a field and call out to their grandparents and have them raised in that kind of a loving community and environment. And there's so much that church family can be. I have my Uncle Randy's and my Uncle Kevin's, and this place truly has been family, but there's just not anything like blood. And so
what's the name of the church?
So Lakewood Baptist Church in Gainesville, Georgia is where we will be moving to pastor and love their community as well.
Good deal. Well, I know that's maybe surprising. I'm sure it is surprising, particularly if you're a parent and have kids in that ministry. Kids are, high school kids at least, are finding this out even as this airs. We're sharing this news with high school kids, and of course the middle school kids will already be aware, but have the same time to process this this coming Sunday with Pastor Christian. Dustin and I have been aware of this. We love to have a transparent posture with our staff. So when things like this come up, we try to make sure we're aware of that and try to make sure the door's open, that they can feel free to trust us with that information. So Christian made us aware of this several weeks ago, months ago, really. It's been a rigorous interview process you went through to get to this. And the first reaction that Pastor Dustin and I both had was like, this stinks, and we're going to fight it. We are not going to let this happen. We are not losing Christian.
So I went online and I started spreading rumors about Pastor Christian.
Right.
And said that he would be unhireable.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. They saw through it.
Pastor Dustin and I, we were bummed for a while about this, and said, Christian, let's do this. We got another position that we'd like to talk to you about for the future. And then it just became real apparent that, as Pastor Christian said, it's hard to fight family, the draw of family. And why would you? I mean, because on a personal level, Pastor Dustin left a great ministry, large, thriving work up in Georgia. Part of the reason is
family.
This is your home. Yeah. Orlando's home. Yeah. Mom and dad are here. Yeah. In-laws are here. Grandparents, right?
Yes, sir.
And, Orlando's home for Dustin. So Dustin came home. I told Christian when Melinda and I was about 22, maybe 23, and Anna was born in Jackson, Mississippi. So the first 2 years of Anna's life, she spent in Jackson, Mississippi. But there came a point after a visit from my mom and dad and Melinda's mom, and her dad came down later on, just the importance of having grandparents in a particularly small children's life. And the Lord opened a door for us to move back to Kentucky. And after having a great 4-year ministry in Jackson, Mississippi, we moved back to Lexington. And we were about an hour and a half away from my mom and dad. We're about 2 hours away from Melinda's family. And I told Christian, we did that for 9 years. And that was a sweet season of life. That was a really sweet season of life. And then as we moved back, about 3 years later, Rachel was born. And so for the first 5 years of her life, Rachel was able to have that family, and not just parents, like you said, my brothers, my sister, Melinda's brothers, and all the family connections there. Still, it's a blow to us, a journey, because Pastor Christian is so good and we love him so much. And that's just part of it. I mean, Christian is, we were just in a meeting and a few people went around and just talked about the impact Christian has made as our student pastor and then family pastor here. And it's so true, man. He's done such a great job. And we're going to miss that because you made a great impact here.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. It has been a joy, absolutely a joy to work here, to be able to minister, pastor here. I was ordained here. I mean, this has truly been...
You were ordained here, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So Journey is always going to feel like home. I mean, truly, always will feel like home. So I've been so grateful for you.
Some of you may not know or maybe forgotten, but I've known Pastor Christian for 8 years. And so Pastor Christian, when I was a youth pastor, he came and became one of my volunteers and served on my team in Atlanta. And just from an early in our relationship, I noticed there was something different about him. And just the way he loved people, the way I felt a calling into his life, into ministry. And so he stepped into that calling, hired him on staff to work in our children's ministry because that was the only position.
Children's ministry.
That was the only position I had. And I thought, man, just get him on the team and let's develop and see what God does. And then he became a resident for me in Atlanta, and then was honored to be able to marry you and Emily. And then when it was time to hire a student pastor, I thought, I know one.
You knew exactly.
And so...
I mean, he was really the top of the list, and you went after him hard as soon as Pastor Dustin came here.
Yeah, so Pastor Christian came and was our student pastor, and then a position on our team opened up to be the family pastor. And so he stepped into that role, which was a no-brainer for us.
Yeah.
However, you and I did a national search to find the best one in the nation, and we realized the best one in the nation, in our opinion, was in our own backyard with Pastor Christian. And so he's been our family pastor for the most challenging years of ministry, which is COVID.
Yeah,
and so not only did he have to lead and transition different, promotions, but then through COVID. And you've led every step of the way so well. And for those who don't know, that I have 3 kids. So I didn't just hire a student pastor, I hired my kids' student pastor, and that's special. And so it means a lot. And so this is, it is hard. Yeah. It is bittersweet because we love Pastor Christian. You love Pastor Christian. Not only does he move the needle in every area, the way he does it, he's just full of joy, grace, kindness, love. And so I told Pastor Christian, so we have been talking about this for a long time because we believe in transparency and we want to be a sending church. Yeah. We don't want staff or volunteers or families to ever go.
Even if it's begrudgingly, we send some folks.
So we want to send people. We don't want people just going, and there's a difference. Let us bless you as opposed to sneaking out the back door. And that might go for you as a family, a volunteer, anybody. And so you shared when you first were interviewing, you said, hey, you didn't even interview yet. You just filled out an application with this church. And I said, I want the name and the phone number of that person.
Yeah.
Seriously, I won't forget where I was. And you said, okay, why? I said, I'm going to call him right now. And so I picked up the phone and I called him. And what's his name?
Jamie.
Jamie. I talked to Jamie, and this is exactly what I said, no exaggeration. This guy Jamie doesn't know me.
Yeah, he didn't know you.
He's a pastor of this church, one of the pastors. And I said, Jamie, first thing I said, Jamie, congratulations, you just hit the lottery. He has no idea who I am. He's like,
I did?
He's like, excuse me?
That would be kind of nice.
I said, listen, I know you don't know me, but I'm telling you, you are a fool if you don't hire this person right now. And he's half a fool because he did hire him, but he didn't hire him right now.
Oh my gosh.
So it took way too long. He's not a fool. He's wise. They did their due diligence in interviewing you. And I meant it. I meant because I'm Pastor Christian, one of his biggest fans. And because of that, it's going to be hard for us. But at the same time, we get it and we want to send them. And your impact's going to be have massive ripples effect moving forward.
Well, when Dustin told me that first of all, that just speaks to the kind of person Dustin is,
Right.
and Dustin's character, because I know his heart was breaking to lose Christian, but at the same time to say, this seems to be what he and Emily have really come to peace about, and this is something that they believe is best for their family, and we're not going to stand in their way at all, and we're just going to bless them. And just to call up that pastor that you don't even know and say, listen, you don't know who you're getting. Yeah. And I've thought that about different staff, even different people that we've had at our church. They've moved away, they've gone to another church, and I've thought, that pastor does not know the blessing that is coming their way. And I don't know that church appreciates the blessing they're getting yet.
Yep, the students, the families, the community, it's going to be great.
And Christian and Emily and Jude and Katie Beth, all the Wilson family.
And the big week, a couple birthdays for the kiddos this week.
So Jude's birthday was on Sunday. Katie Beth's is on Tuesday. They were born 2 days apart.
Wow,
So
that's true. I forgot about that.
Planning on that one, but but yes, it has been a big week in the family in general. But Journey, you should be proud of the two pastors I sit beside. When they say that they wanted to bless me and the transparency, it has been unreal and unheard of for what they do, what they allow, and how they've pastored me in the middle of this transition time. And so you should be proud of them. They're incredible. So if you didn't already know.
Let's two things before we wrap up. Number one, so your last day in the office here, you said is going to be February the 16th.
17th.
February 17th, which is a Thursday. But so your last middle school ministry time will be
the Sunday
the 13th?
Yes, sir.
Right? Sunday, February 13th. So that's coming up here pretty quick.
Yes, sir.
And then last high school time will be on February 16th.
Yes.
Right, that Wednesday night, right?
Yes, sir.
So Pastor Christian will be around. I know you'll want to share with him. I encourage you to do that. Maybe put it in writing what his ministry's meant to your family. That would be great. So he'll be around the next few weeks. But as Pastor Christian exits, a couple of thoughts there. Number one, who's going to be our family pastor director, and we're happy to announce Tammy Joseph, who has been leading in Next Gen so well. And if you know Tammy is a gifted leader, and we are a high caliber leader. We're blessed with her. Tammy's going to step into the Director of Family Ministries. That's what we're calling it.
She's going to do a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big heart.
So that's the first thing you need to know. Tammy will move into that role. She will have oversight of Next Gen.
Yes.
Right?
Yep, and she'll do great at it.
Oh, yeah.
And her first job as the family director will be to hire a student pastor. So we will be looking for a student pastor to fill that vital role, very vital role. And you should feel good about that search, number one, because Pastor Dustin, at his heart, is always for youth pastors. Yeah. He's been a youth pastor, he's been a family pastor, so that's always going to be a top agenda item for Pastor Dustin. Yeah. I know that. And he's got kids in that ministry. So that's number one. But number two, you should also trust Tammy. Yeah. Tammy's heart, her skills, her insight, her perception. Tammy's a wise woman. Yeah. And I think she's going to lead us well in that.
Yep, I agree. We're excited. I've always said that Tammy is a leader doing children's ministry. Yep. Yeah. And there's she could be great at any level and doing anything. And so we're excited about her, and we'll have her on and talk about that at some point in the future. And that'll be great.
That'd be great. Well, we're so glad to be able to just share this news with you. We're not glad about the news per se from Journey's perspective, but we're certainly so happy for Pastor Christian and Emily and their kids as they transition. It said Gainesville, Georgia, right?
Gainesville, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You said it's about 15 minutes from Emily's?
About so, yes. And then 20 or so minutes from my parents.
So, I mean, that's really close.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah.
So back at the end of 2020, the beginning of 2021, Pastor Dustin and I, we listened to podcasts. And this one podcast we listened to, had a guy made a statement. He said, listen, in 2021, you're going to have people leave your organization, and they're going to be on your throw-up list. And to help you understand what that is, he said, there are just some people that when you hear that they're going to be taking another position, you just want to throw up because you're going to miss them and they're so important to you. He said, but that's going to happen. And so I shared that with Dustin at the beginning of 2021. And we saw a few of those.
And the reason he
over
said
the
that
year.
is with COVID. We've
Yeah,
seen
with-
it all,
exactly.
all around. He goes,
Yeah.
nobody left
Nobody
the
left in
first year of
2020.
COVID, so it's going to be double the second year. And then people, very similar to Pastor Christian, they had time to reassess their life and their priorities. And hey, we do want to be closer
be
to
near
family,
family.
or we do want to this or that. And so, yeah, he was one of the top of our throw up list.
Yeah.
And so, but it's because we love him.
So we, anyways, just want to share that with you. Just to keep the Wilsons in your prayers, keep Tammy in your prayers, keep the search for the new student pastor in your prayers, and we'll have a chance to bless Pastor Christian before he goes and love on him a little bit more. So that's great. So anyhow, thank you for joining us this week for Midweek Conversations. Keep leaning in to the daily wisdom journey that we're on. We've only got 5 more days. I'll be preaching this Sunday on Proverbs chapter 30. We're going to look at the sayings of King Agur, or Agur. You can pronounce his name either way. He's been fun getting to know.
I'm excited to hear this.
This is a different dude.
I like it.
So it'll be fun. I'm doing that message on the 30th, and Tammy is wrapping up, I think, on the 31st.
31st she is.
Yep.
And most people that know the Bible and the book of Proverbs know chapter 31 is all about the virtuous woman.
Yep.
And so we thought a virtuous woman should wrap it up on the 31st. So all that's coming up this weekend. We invite you to join us 9:30, 11:15 on site at Apopka in Lake County, or online at those times as well. So thanks for joining us for Midweek Conversations. And as always, we're loving the journey.